Arguello won the first 2 rounds, but neither fighter impressive thus far.
Tim, the reason Arguello won the first 2 rounds by default because Watt simply has not started the fight as yet.
Right hand from Arguello landed.
In the past, Watt has always kept the pressure on his opponent, always been able to overpower his opponent. And in this fight, he hasn't been able to put together a combination. Arguello's been keeping the pressure on the whole fight.
Well, Sean, you mentioned that Watt had a good snapping right jab, which he does possess, but he's not using it at all. He's just pawing with that right hand. He doesn't seem to have any confidence in himself.
And he hasn't been able to throw the left hand at all either. He does have a good straight left hand. There it is. In the past, fighters have been known to throw a lot of right hands against southpaws. And Arguello has used his right hand, but only in a pawing stage. He hasn't used it in a snapping stage.
We're in round 3, scheduled for 15. Sean O'Grady, Gil Clancy, and Tim Ryan. We are live from Wembley Arena in London, England, here on CBS Sports Saturday. First flurry in the middle of the ring, but neither fighter able to land a damaging blow. Of course, the crowd will rise to every punch thrown by Watt, and a good left hand by Arguello, and then a good snapping jab. 2 of them.
Arguello just threw the home run ball, but missed.
Watt has some reddening on his right eye. That is probably from his training routine. I don't think he could get that red this quick in this fight.
Well, you know, Alexis, as we mentioned before, is a pretty stiff puncher, and he can twist that left hand, so maybe that's what did it, Sean.
Right hand lead from Arguello landed. Under a minute to go. Round number 3.
It's hard to say what exactly did that damage to the right eye of Watt. May have been a thumb or the edge of the glove, anything. These men are wearing 6-ounce gloves. That's not typical for the lightweights. They usually wear 8-ounce gloves, except for Britain. Good jab by Arguello.
Sean, you mentioned that 6-ounce gloves business. With 6-ounce gloves, a fighter is much more inclined to get cut because there's not that much padding over the knuckles. That's just about what's happening. You know, in the States now, in these lightweight championship fights, they use 8-ounce gloves. But here in England, 6-ounce gloves.
Yes, sir. They're a much tighter fit to the 8-ounce are.
Final seconds of round number 3. CBS Sports Saturday will continue after this word from your local stations. Let's see what happens now as we go into round 4. Remember, the scoring is done by 3 judges at ringside. Dick Young of Los Angeles, Kurt Oskar Halbach of West Germany, Robert Deguin of Charleroi, Belgium. Referee Arthur Mercanti of New York does not figure in the scoring. Round 4, the challenger in green. On the left of your screen, Alexis Arguello going for his 3rd championship. 3 different weight divisions.
As Mr. Clancy mentioned, Jim Watt does appear to be more content with his defensive skills right now instead of his offensive skills. For the first time in his career, I'm seeing him back up. Well, the second time, really. There's a good combination by Watt. The other time was when he was cut.
There was that left hook underneath in the right hand. That's the combination that Arguello should be using.
It was a good combination, and he got a right hand in right after it as well. Best punches of the fight thus far here in the 4th round.
That straight right hand just a few seconds ago hurt Watt, too. He's still feeling the effect of it.
Little blood from the nose of Jim Watt now.
There it is again. The left hook under, right hand on the chin.
Arguello taking charge here in this 4th round. Watt punching tentatively and backing out of there. Never got much on it. Watt continues to look very cautious. After those 2 combinations, Gil, perhaps rightly so.
You know, Tim, sometimes a fighter feels the other fighter's power, even if they block a punch. He may have felt Alexis's power even in the 1st round, and it's made him cautious this way. He has an awful lot of respect for Alexis Arguello.
54 knockouts and 66 victories for Arguello. He is a puncher as well as a fine boxer. Watt jabbing back, but Arguello shrugged it off and landed a combination. Under a minute to go, round 4. Good combination from Watt. His best of the fight thus far. Still not with a lot of stinging power, however. How do you rate him as a hitter, Sean O'Grady?
He doesn't have that much power except with his jab. His right jab is his best weapon, which makes me think that he's actually a right-hander turned southpaw, turned around to the left-handed unorthodox style.
That's a very interesting observation, Sean.
Another thing is that that jab is slow. He uses the jab very slow, but he's very accurate with it. He lands it right on the button every time.
Final seconds now, this 4th round scheduled for 15. The champion Jim Watt, the challenger Alexis Arguello, and the Scottish crowd comes alive in support of their champion. Round number 5, Tim Ryan, Gil Clancy, WBA champion Sean O'Grady at ringside at Wembley Arena. And so far the challenger Alexis Arguello has been in command. The question of the why of this kind of a start for Jim Watt. He's in comfortable surroundings in London, England. He's fought here many times during his career. He has the support of most of this crowd. But Arguello has taken charge in the early going.
In the last round, we talked about that right jab of Jim Watt and why he isn't using it. There's a good right hand by Arguello. In his last fight with me, in Jim Watt fight October 31st, 1980, Jim Watt broke that right hand. And he may be kind of hesitant to throw it because it has been broke. Arguello has had some hand trouble also with his right hand.
Arguello lost his balance and then let himself fall back into the ropes, and the crowd got a bit of a rise out of it, but he was not hurt at all.
Alex is looking for that big punch now. He's just pawing with his jab instead of snapping it, looking to hit him with that big right hand behind it. That's not what he should be doing. He should be snapping that jab. The other punches will come all by themselves. There he dipped to throw that hook, and he didn't let it go again, Tim. I just don't understand why. He gets a beautiful position.
With Watt essentially a boxer, not a particularly good inside fighter, is he perhaps having some difficulty with the height advantage of Arguello? Watt wants to stay outside, it appears to me. He can't get inside. He doesn't know how to.
I think he's having some trouble because, for one, Arguello is taller than he is, and Arguello is pressing him. Usually, a taller fighter, a fighter that's good in height, that has a lot of height, that has a lot of reach, he stands back, runs, he's always going backwards. And as I said, in Watt's fights, in his previous fights, he was always the aggressor. And here he's having to back up. He's having to pull away from Arguello.
Under a minute to go in this 5th round. Jim Watt will be 33 years old next month. Arguello 29, 2 veteran boxers. The loser of this fight will certainly be a question mark as far as his future is concerned. Less than 30 seconds to go in the 5th round with Arguello on the attack. Some effective counterpunching now by Watt, but Arguello keeps coming. Final seconds of round number 5, live from the Wembley Arena in London, England.